Wow, this is our third video today that I'm filming. So, guys, don't think I wear the same thing every day. This is all on the same day, okay? But I'm gonna be telling you guys today why, as soon as you turn 18, you should get a credit card. And I think it's something that a lot of people are scared of credit cards, right? Because, maybe they've heard some family members or people of stories that have gone into really bad debt and have lost all their money and they're locked in at a 5% interest rate and they owe or 14% or I don't know what else the interest rate is, honestly. I pay my credit cards instantly. Like I strategize it to make sure that like my statement balance shows I'm spending money. But yeah, here's a little backstory though. So as soon as I turned 18, I actually never got a credit card, and I was kind of like, I guess it just didn't process in my mind. Like I was investing, I was doing this and that freshman year of college, and it was about halfway through the semester. I was like, huh, well, why don't I get a credit card? You know, I know I'm very responsible with my money. I never spend too much. Thankfully, I don't have a lot of financial burden over my head, so I'm not going to be worried about, oh no, I have to overcharge this month and then I can't pay it back, or I'm going to have to work on my job and then pay it back this next month before my balance is due. I never really had to worry about stuff like that. But I just recommend, it's very good for just building discipline, and you want to build good financial habits when you're younger too. So I'm 20 now, got my credit card when I was 18 and a half, probably around there. And it was honestly such a great decision, in my opinion, because now I've been building credit for probably almost 2.5 years now. And the amount of points I've accumulated, I'm on Chase, so I've accumulated like 42,000 points. And I would say, credit cards aren't for everyone, especially when you're young. But because actually, guys, let me tell you something right now. I was getting a haircut freshman year of college. This guy was cutting my hair. He was actually my age. He was 18, right? But he skipped college. He just wanted to go to become a barber and whatnot, which respect to him too, And I was telling him, oh yeah, credit cards and blah. I don't know. We were talking about some random stuff, and he was like, yeah, like I got a credit card when I was 18, and I overspent it like $20,000, and I was like, dude, how the hell did you spend $20,000 on your credit card? And I think he's still trying to pay off the debt, or his mom paid it back for him or something. But I was like, bro, first of all, how did you even get a spending limit of $20,000? Because when you're young and you get a credit card, your max is like 500, and then you build up from there, right? So I was talking to him, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I think it was under my mom's name," and then I maxed it out $20,000, and I was like, "Dude, what the hell is wrong with you, bro? Like, what are you spending $20,000 on, buddy? When you're 18, dude?" I'm like, "Bro, like, obviously it's like everyone has a different financial situation, but I was kind of like, wow, like that is pretty surprising, and that's why banks don't give you $20,000 spending limit when you're 18." So kind of crazy stuff, and kind of back to what I was saying though, credit cards aren't for everyone. I think that if you're good financially, you should get a credit card. 100% you should. So right now I had the Freedom Rise. I still have the Freedom Rise actually, and then I upgraded to the Freedom Unlimited. So now I have both of them, which I know it's not really how it works when you upgrade a card, but for some reason I accidentally applied for a new card, got the Freedom Unlimited, and I'm thinking about getting the Coinbase One card now. So I'm like, okay, the Coinbase one, I do a lot of investing in crypto on Coinbase as well. I just bought the membership, and I'm kind of like, okay, I can buy it or I could get it, which I actually applied and I didn't get accepted for it, which I'm like, okay, well, now I gotta wait another 45 days. I checked the email, all this stuff was like wrong. It was like my credit score was out of date, like all this was out. I was like, come on, like that's so BS. But, anyways, it just sets me back another 45 days from using this card. I was doing a little research on it. It's not horrible, actually. I think I would use it a lot, to be honest. And I was like, okay, I can definitely get this. Um, it's something, it would be my third credit card. And I'm like, yeah, I think it'd be a great card to have, honestly, the Coinbase One card. And it's pretty cool, too. It's partnered with American Express. You get a lot of benefits. You get Bitcoin back for spending on stuff. And I'm going to do a whole different video on that, honestly. So it's just going to be like another video talking about the card once I get it, hopefully. But I would say if you're financially responsible, you should definitely get one. If you can manage your expenses, if you can make sure you pay it back on time, definitely get one, because the earlier you get it, the more points you're going to accumulate, the more credit history you're going to accumulate, and the more discipline you're going to build when it comes to finances as well. So I highly recommend anyone who's young should get one, because eventually you're probably going to get one as well. And if you're going to get one eventually, why not just get one now? That's like kind of my philosophy on life recently. It's like, man, I saw this like Man, guys, we're talking about the Kith duffel again, but like I saw this Kith Toomey suitcase and I was like, damn, like $1,400 suitcase. I didn't buy it, but I was like, dude, this is a cool suitcase. I'm gonna need a suitcase one day in my life. Oh my god, I don't know if you guys heard that train, but I live right next to a train station. But I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy a suitcase like once in my life, probably a couple times in my life. So why not just buy one now, right? And I ended up not doing it because I was like, okay, I can get like a Samsonite or a Ralph Lauren or some random other suitcase in the future. I don't really need a $1,400 suitcase because at the end of the day, they'll probably just throw that stuff around when you check in your bags and you've seen videos, right? So I'm like, okay, I'm not gonna get it. But stuff like that where I'm like, you just buy it once and you don't really have to buy it again. Don't really worry about it. So I don't know. That was kind of my philosophy on it. You can let me know what you guys think in the comments. But I just highly suggest that, you know, you get a credit card sooner rather than later. And I'm going to tell you guys as well, I really like my benefits that I get on my card. So I get, I think, 2% back on every purchase. And then I get like 3 to 4 on certain purchases like gas, groceries, and whatnot. And those have been super big just for building points because I have 40,000 points now, like 43, 45, I think. And having that many points, you can actually get cash back on that. So I can get $450, at least for Chase. And I would highly recommend, since we're talking about credit cards, if you're like, okay, well, you're telling me to get a credit card, which credit card should I get? I would highly recommend that you get the Freedom Rise, which is through Chase. If you have a Chase account, you should be approved like instantly. Or you should get the Discover. I think it's like a student card. Both of them are student cards pretty much, right? So those are really, really great cards. I think they'll have like 1.52% cash back on everything. Great cards to have, honestly. Those are the best starters in my opinion. And then once you have your card for like another year, then you can upgrade to like the Freedom Unlimited, maybe the Coinbase One card, a Gemini card, some other thing right there. Obviously, you're not going to get the Amex Platinum, Gold, or Black because you got to spend like $1 million a year, and you have to be invited there. But you're not going to be getting a Sapphire. But the great thing about these starter cards as well is that you're not going to have any annual fees. So you'll literally start, and every year you won't have to pay a fee because I know like the Amex Platinum has a couple $100 fee. The Chase Sapphire Preferred, right? A lot of these cards do have annual fees as well that you have to pay once a year. So I think, get one of those starter cards. You'll have a $500 limit. Make sure you're paying your cards on time. You can even set up automatic payments as well. And I have automatic payments, but I just pay whenever. So it's a whole thing that I can get into in other videos, right? When you time your statement balance to make sure that your card is actually charging, right? And it shows that you're using your card because a lot of cards too, right? People will pay their cards back instantly, but doesn't actually show that you spent the money on the cards. So you got to wait till your statement balance comes, and when they send you your balance, then they'll kind of record that you spent this much. It's a whole different thing. I can make another video on it if you guys want. But I kind of just wanted to tell you guys, why you should get a credit card as soon as you turn 18, why it's better to get it sooner rather than later, and the benefits I've seen in having a credit card right now. Because actually, I can tell you guys too, my roommate last year, I remember he was trying to finance his card, buy out his lease, I think, and he needed to get his credit score, but he didn't have any credit cards or anything. So I think his credit score is automatically like 640 or 680 because he had to get something to like get his credit checked, but he doesn't have a credit. So even stuff like that too, taking out loans and whatever, it's just better to have a credit because you're also going to get a credit score and whatnot. So that's my personal opinion. My credit score has increased a lot from having a card, and it's just something I wish I would have gotten as soon as I turned 18, and even timing my payments as well. But anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Make sure to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.
What sound, bro? Josh, what sound?